Welcome to New Age Minute. Our topic today is the continuation of the legend of the lost continent of Atlantis. The part animal, part human beings that we spoke about in our last episode were called things or man-eaters and were usually employed as slaves and thought of as inferior beings. During some stages of Atlantean history, some people of Atlantis built sanctuaries which contained healing rays of colored light beams, which originated from their use of crystals and other advanced forms of laser, surgery, etc. These they used to help rid the things of their animal appendages and otherwise help them to improve their condition. The human beings of this time who kept themselves in accord with the Creator and remained in close contact with the spiritual realms from whence they originated spoke to each other in a kind of mental telepathy, and they were able to express themselves much more perfectly or otherwise in accord with what they thought than we are today. It was a symbolical language and was mainly transmitted through pictures or images of thought patterns. Messages and thought patterns could be delivered and transmitted much more quickly and effectively in this way than they could by physical messengers. Their language was so much more adequate to its task, that of the expression of thought, because their spiritual connection was pure, as opposed to ours today, which is debased from our constant concentration on material matters rather than on the Godhead. Childbirth was natural and effortless for those women who kept thoughts spiritually directed and did not mate with animals. Women bore dozens of children in their lifetimes. Civilization was at a very high level in those times because of the nearness in mind of the population of Atlantis to their spiritual origins. Education was such that every adult had the equivalent of a PhD degree in our time. In its heyday, the government of Atlantis ran like one of their well-oiled machines, and there were few grievances to be settled, no crime, no poverty, and no hatred. There were no prisons, and an understanding of one's offense was sufficient to replace any kind of punishment. So close to spiritual laws were these people. It is believed that beings from outer space visited the Atlanteans and helped them to perfect their technology. This they did with the use of the giant crystal as well as the other crystals they mined from the earth in conjunction with solar power or the energy created by the sun. They learned to store energy produced by these crystals and to store it so that they could operate their flying machines and other gadgets even on days when there was no sunlight to be utilized to produce the needed energy through the sun's light. Many believe that this giant crystal is under the sea in what is known as the Bermuda Triangle and is responsible for the mysterious disappearances of planes and boats in that area. Thank you for joining us for New Age Minute. We hope you will join us again next week when we discuss the destruction of Atlantis.